How many of you were raised to think that doing well financially consists of the following? Study hard, get a job, stay clear of debt, buy a house, and then put a bit aside into cash savings and 5 to 10% into workplace retirement accounts or pensions. Me too, but in this video I'm going to explain why following this approach probably won't make you wealthy, and also provide a mental model of how I think about money and cash flow management and building wealth. But before we start, just a quick disclaimer. Anything mentioned in this video is how I approach my own finances and investments and is not a recommendation. Always do your own research or consult a qualified professional before making investment decisions. What is a mental model? According to Wikipedia, a mental model is an explanation of someone's thought process about how something works in the real world. It is a representation of the surrounding world, the relationships between its various parts, and a person's intuitive perception about his or her own acts and their consequences. What is money? You will hear many people talk about how money is evil and that all wealthy people are money-grabbing, evil capitalists. But in my experience so far, that's not actually true. Some of the wealthiest people in society are actually the most generous and do a huge amount of good for humanity through generating jobs and giving back through philanthropy. Basically, money is a tool and it will enhance a person's traits. Give a selfish or greedy person loads of money and they'll spend it all on themselves. Give a generous and kind person a load of money and they'll do a lot of good with it. Always remember, it's not the money making decisions, it's the person with the money. How most people manage their money. First, we need to look at why people who follow the status quo and seem to do well in their careers never seem to get ahead financially. It's mainly because people often don't realise that it's not how much you earn, it's what you do with it that counts. Most people get an income, usually in the form of a salary. Then they buy a house with the biggest mortgage that the bank will lend them, and maybe put a small amount into their pre-tax retirement accounts or workplace pension. They then have a bit of cash set aside in a cash savings account to cover emergency expenses, and maybe save a bit for holidays or luxury purchases every now and then. Everything else goes towards paying off their ever-inflating expenses. Often these expenses increase at or above the rate that their income increases at, which is called lifestyle inflation. It's not hard to see how someone following this path will take a very long time to get to financial independence. The money management model for achieving financial independence. This money management model is a framework for how I think about managing my own finances. Let's use a hypothetical person in their early 30s pursuing financial independence. Once again, this person receives an income in the form of a salary from a job, and as an employee, they get their company match into their retirement accounts. Similar so far, but this is where things change. The financially literate are aware that in order to become wealthy and gain financial independence, they need to transition from the employee mindset to the business owner and investor mindset to be able to gain control of their own time. So the money in the form of a salary flows into their main financial hub, which holds an amount of cash that is always increasing, sitting there ready to take advantage of any opportunities that may present themselves, and also to cover any unexpected expenses. From the financial hub, they intentionally put money each month towards investments, such as stocks and bonds and/or real estate, etc. They also put time, effort and money towards creating businesses that have the potential to scale and grow and/or generate residual income later on. Examples of this would be creating content online through YouTube, blogs and podcasts, etc., or setting up property-related businesses such as lettings or estate agencies, or buy-to-let refurbishment companies, etc., to further scale their property investing. The possibilities of entrepreneurship are endless. They still have bills and expenses, but these are well below the income received each month, allowing them to have a high savings rate. Month after month, they continue to grow their income from other sources and reinvesting them into more investments and business opportunities until they can step away from their jobs to focus purely on investing and being a business owner. Becoming a business owner and/or an investor. In order to achieve financial independence, we need to generate enough cash flow to fund our living expenses, however much that may be. This is usually in the form of income that no longer requires us to trade our time for money, freeing up the ability for us to choose how we would like to spend our time. Most people are trying to become a full-time investor or business owner at some point in their life, even if they don't know it yet, as many people aren't aware that their workplace pension is invested in the stock market. The quickest way to get to financial independence is if you can scale a business or property portfolio that can cover your expenses, and it will take a bit longer if you go the traditional route of saving a portion of your salary into stocks and bonds. My thoughts are, unless you have a super high earning job and can save over 70% of your salary, or you enjoy your job and don't want to quit, then probably a bit of both, trying to grow a business and traditional investing is the best option. So there we have it. I hope this was useful, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.